Hey y'all, this is Eric with Broken Bee Adventures. This is going to be the first video for this channel, and the point of it is going to be to restore, remodel. This is what I'm about to show you. Um, then hopefully, God willing, take y'all along for the ride and show you this country, the campsites, state parks, resorts, routes, any type of adventurous trip you can take your family along. We want to take you along with us to kind of show you whether it's worth the money for you to do it. And well, let's start this story by, I was remodeling some cars and buying cars off of Copart, redoing them for myself and driving them around, but then ended up wanting to, I found a thing on there that I was playing around sitting on the couch and started bidding on. I thought in my head, there's no way that I'll have enough money to be able to purchase this thing. Didn't say that it run or drove. Had very, very basic pictures that you really had to dig into to see whether or not how much work was going to go into it. But I still, with what was good on it, I didn't think it'd go for any price that I could afford. So I showed my wife that was sitting next to me in the living room what I was bidding on, and in a polite way she said, "You better not win that thing." Well, about 15 minutes went by. Looked over and smiled. She looked at me and I said, "Honey," she's like, "Oh, you didn't." I said, "Oh, don't, I did, but don't worry, it still it's on approval. There ain't no way, this thing's worth probably 15,000 at least in parts. So there's no way they're going to approve the sale of this vehicle to me." Well, about 5 more minutes goes by and my phone goes bling. Well, guess what? Sale approved. So I think all said and done, tax, title, or taxes, license, and the auction fees, it was about $4,000 would have had totally in it. So made a plan, went down, contacted a buddy to go with me. My dad came along, loaded up the truck with tools, and headed down there. It was about a 4-hour drive to the specific Copart that I had to go get it from. Like I said, Copart said it didn't run and drive. I knew that there was some issues with it, and I'll show you guys that here in a little bit. Drove down there, pulled in, went inside, turned the key on. Battery was dead, but had a little bit of life left in it to be able to turn on the light, and didn't get dash lights and gauges and stuff, but not to crank it. So I had a battery jump box with me, put it on it, still nothing, which is a big system. So I pulled my truck around, hooked it up along with the jump box to it, and about 30 seconds and thing fired up, ran fine. Drive shaft was inside, so we slapped the drive shaft in it real quick, which you're not supposed to do at Copart, but we had to do something rather than paying a huge tow bill for a tow truck to come get it and then pull it outside somewhere to where we could put the drive shaft in it. We got the drive shaft in it, checked all the fluids. I should have videotaped that for you guys, but then pulled it up through the gate, drove it home, put about half a tank of gas in it on the way home, and I had my buddy driving it because I didn't know what the CDL law requirements were in Missouri. I knew in Illinois that as long as it was privately owned and used for recreational use, that a standard driver's license could get you by. Now, you guys can let me know if I'm right or wrong on that. But I took a friend with me that had a CDL, and he drove it home. I mean, he was 75, 85 the entire way home for that 4-hour drive through the hills. And it ran well. It did really well. The tires are in good shape. But let's go walk around this thing and I'll let you guys see it. Like I said, it's got 67,000 miles on it, and here it is. 2004 Tiffin Phaeton. 67,000 original miles, and I paid $4,000 for it. And that 4,000 is including the gas to get it home. Like I said, it does have damage to it, and all of that is internal. But you can, as you can see, this thing is on the outside. It's almost mint, almost. It's a 40 footer with a 330 horsepower cat diesel in the back with Allison transmission, backup camera, a ladder to go up on the roof. It does have a little bit of D-lam right here that I will fix later on, but that's the only spot on the outside that is delaminating. Fresh and black water tanks are good. Awnings are all good. Roof's in good shape. Undercarriage good shape. Tires are a little old, so that'll be one thing that'll have to be replaced before taking any type of a long trip in this thing. It has a diesel generator in the front, and there it is, the release for this. There it is. So like I said, 67,794 miles whenever I purchased it. It has about 6,800 miles on it now, just because of the drive back home. So there's your 7,500 watt quiet diesel Onan generator that runs. And now we'll get to, I've already started tearing it apart just a little bit before doing this video, and I should have recorded it, but I did not. So let's take a look at the damage. As you can see there, fire damage. Already got some stuff torn out of it. I still have a lot more to go. But this is where the fire started, is you have that overhead TV and cabinets here. Well, the overhead in the passenger side cabinet, something in there caught on fire. And it seems like this fire must have snuffed itself out, because there's no fire extinguisher residue anywhere. There is just smoke and soot damage. I do have some wiring damage, which isn't very extensive. There's only one power wire that runs up here in the neck, in the head of it, one electrical wire, and that's it. Everything else is radio, TV coax, CB radio, speaker wire, the chicken chaser lights on the top. But as you can see, there is plenty of damage, but it did not damage the fiberglass roof. So I have insulation to do, rewiring. I'm gonna probably beef it up a little bit as far as framework, since I'm gonna come in here with blowing or expanded foam insulation to be able to redo this damage that it does have. But I'm gonna put some treated wood in here to help rigid up this frame just a little bit, because right in here I think the fire got hot enough to melt a little bit of the resin and took some of this structural integrity out of this front cap, which you're not supposed to walk on this anyways. But I am gonna sturdy that back up with some more resin. You can see it mostly melted all this insulation up on top. The AC and heater duct, or AC ducts on top. Wallpaper's got smoke damage, a little bit of water damage. That's the extent of the water damage that I found, was right here around the entry door. So we'll get into that in future videos as far as remodeling this thing. So let's go. I'm gonna go plug this thing in and run the slide outs out. It's got basement storage all the way back. Like I said, runs and drives perfectly fine. Awnings are all in good shape. Plug her in. I have not put new batteries in it yet. I'm gonna wait until I get it mostly remodeled before I do that. Alright. It's a little warm in here. I tore out the couch. It did damage the passenger seat pretty bad to where I'm gonna order new lower seat cushion for it from a company out of Ohio that all the flex steel workers, or some flex steel workers, work at, to be able to get new skins for this driver's seat, which I don't know how fast I'm gonna do that one, because pretty much it needs clean, but it did drip some of that insulation and resin off the ceiling and it stuck to this seat. And you can see that it peeled away some of the seat with it. But I can handle that. It's just the passenger seat, which I have torn out. It was in pretty bad shape. All the flooring is going to get ripped out of this thing. Ceiling's going to get totally redone. All new fresh coat of paint on everything on the inside here. Like I said, new flooring. All the trim and cabinets is going to get sanded down, repainted a different color. But I mean, $4,000, I couldn't hardly pass it up. My wife's still not very happy with me. Fridge does work. She's still not very happy with me, but I think she'll like it once it's done. And I don't know if I'm gonna keep this thing or flip it and make a profit. You know, be totally honest with who I sell it to. And as you can see, here's the kitchen. It has the stove top and then a convection microwave oven, which that we'll see whether it's still good or not. Has a full dinette and everything. I've just started ripping it out to be able to remodel the inside here. You got a little pantry, got your water closet and sink, and then your shower here, which I have cleaned already. It was totally covered in smoke and soot. As you can see, the roof is, the ceiling here, the padded vinyl is totally, it soaked up that. So there's no way to clean this. It stained it. A lot of the countertops, it has stained it as well. You can see something was sitting right here, so you can see how white that is. I'll try and get it clean, but I don't have very high hopes for any of that stuff really coming totally clean. And I'll be okay using it the way that it is and replacing it whenever I do have the funds to be able to replace it. But I can use that as is long as it's clean. Here is the back bedroom. Slide out here. Rear AC works just fine. I need to clean it and put it back together. All this carpet back here is going to get ripped out and new flooring, even over the engine hatch. There's your hatch that goes to your window or your motor. Big closet in the back. I don't know what I think about the mirror, all the mirrors in this thing yet. It's kind of shows its age with that. As you can see, the mirror over the bed, which I don't know. We'll see how far we get with that. If we change it just to kind of update the interior on this thing. You can see it's got tile floors, but like I said, those are going to get ripped out. The skylight has 2 furnaces in it, one in the front, one in the back. 2 air conditioners both with heat strips on them. Now, I have not ran the front air conditioner just because I need to replace this to see if it even works. So I'll test this before I do anything else once I get a new pigtail for it. But let me know what you all think, you know. And this is going to be the project, like I said, for this channel, to show you guys what the United States of America looks like with my wife and 3 kids. I have a 7-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a 2-week-old right now. But this thing, like I said, 67,000 original miles, runs great. Everything works like it should mechanically. So we'll get this thing refreshed on the inside and mechanically sound, and hopefully start driving this thing around the country and show you guys what the country's like and take you along for the ride. Like, comment, subscribe. Any ideas you got that would make this thing go back together easier, or paint schemes for my wife, all of that. Yeah, just hit that subscribe button, notification bell, and we'll see you guys in the next video.